Hello, and we say good day to you at this moment of your time. We are the Pleaidan Council. We speak on behalf of a galactic alliance supporting your world through this process many of you call ascension. It is your spiritual evolution and the evolution of your consciousness into higher dimensions of reality that takes place through deepening into the frequency of love. This love is your true nature, for the source created this particular universe with that intention of unconditional love. And as you allow love to guide you, you will be able to experience a heightening of your awareness of what is both within you and beyond you. Now, we share with you in your world of formula of acting upon your own highest passion, excitement, or love to the best of your ability without any insistence on a particular outcome. The channel has spoken a bit about it, and it is something that you do literally in every single moment, moving from a life that is often driven by your head to one that is driven by the heart. Your heart becomes the central point of focus from which you make all of your decisions. And how something makes you feel becomes more important than your definitions about what you should or should not do. You start to see that these definitions are optional, and actually that it is these definitions and these beliefs that you pick up that causes you to not trust your heart in the first place. This is a process that will inevitably lead you to notice the beliefs and stories that you have internalized and given energy to. And it will allow you to rewrite them and erase them, to replace them with beliefs and ideas that help you find a consistent connection to this frequency of unconditional love that is literally who you are and is always present, whether or not your awareness is focused on it or not. And it is that simple as refocusing your awareness. Many of you conceive of this process in a way that's more complex than it needs to be, by making life a series of hoops and obstacles to jump through, thinking that if you do this practice and understand that, then everything will work out. And set yourself up to have more challenges to face rather than simply enjoy the moment. And everything you might need exists within this moment. Your ability to see the power of the universe that always exists here and now will be what it takes to change your own experience drastically. We want you to remember that no energy is outside of you. Sometimes you have experiences that you love very much, but then you create a feeling of sadness afterwards when it finishes, because you believe that you've lost something or that you cannot get back what you experienced. But we want to remind you that the nature of reality is much more emotional than it is mechanical. If you experienced bliss and joy, then those energies come from within you. And simply by remembering the feeling, some of that energy returns to you in the present. And if you can remember how something felt, it means that it's still alive within you. So it is very important that you let go of this illusion of forgetting and remember all of the love that you ever experienced exists now. And it can be expanded now. So we hope to support you deeper with any questions or inquiries that you would like to share with us on any topic at all. And we will do our best to support you and also reflect to you the wisdom that exists within you in your heart. For really, you all have a higher self. That higher self is Source or God. And that higher self or God has all of this information and knowledge already within it. So all that we can do is help you in remembering what you know at a deep soul level already. But yes, please begin with anything you'd like to share or any questions.
I hope I can frame this right. What was the agreement, or what is the, you mentioned the remembering part of this, of, you mentioned the remembering part. What would be the purpose of coming here without the knowledge and in order to remember? Because it feels like so many people are at different levels of remembering.
Yes.
Like, why has that become such a critical piece when it feels so inaccessible to many?
Forgetting is a crucial part of the experience of incarnation. And it's ultimately why that you choose some of these denser realms. And it is because contrast creates understanding of variety, and this can often lead to a deeper appreciation. Like someone who was born in a cage comes to relish freedom much more than somebody who's always had it. Coming into this dimension is one that faces you with pain and suffering so that you can appreciate all the more the bliss of source consciousness and unconditional love when you come to know it. And it is in these realms of incarnation in which free will is law that actually allows souls to grow and develop and advance. In realms where there is no free will, there is also no evolution. So the very thing that you often resist, that is your ignorance and forgetfulness, is part of why this realm works for you as a place of evolution.
Thank you.
Yes, our thanks to you as well.
I have heard that that the earth is in trouble, and if we aren't changing our behaviors and our energies soon, that it's going to be too late. How true is that?
Well, that's not true, really. It's possible.
Okay.
There's many different timelines of Earth. There's timelines of Earth that ascend and evolve into a balanced and harmonious place that is entirely love-based. And there are versions of Earth that go down the other polarity of being more fear-based. Though generally now you exist on the Earth that is headed towards the love-based direction, there are many timelines that split off. And it is you and your own personal choices that help you to personally navigate to that version of Earth. You will create vibrationally around you a version of Earth that does ascend and move deeper into the love vibration if you do so in your own life. Your planet has many destructive components still in place that you do need to actively deconstruct and reconstruct in positive ways. And that is what the Earth incarnation journey really is about now at a societal level. That is what you are doing, is you are coming to witness and observe the toxicity present in your global systems to restructure them.
And as a single person, what is my best course of action in order to facilitate
act on your highest passion to the best of your ability without insisting on an outcome. This literally does everything for you and for everyone else too, because at this subtle energetic level, it is all about the vibration that you emanate. And by being very in tune with this vibration of unconditional love and imbuing your actions with that energy by simply choosing what leads you to feel most in alignment with that energy, you create a field of resonance that empowers other people around you to do the same thing. So by being an example of somebody who is sovereign and puts themselves and their heart first, other people will do the same. It's not a selfish putting yourself first, but it is simply recognizing that you are more effective when you feel love and enthusiasm and excitement about life. It brings out the best in you, and therefore you're able to bring that energy to others in the most effective way. But instead, many of you in your world fall into traps in which you practice the beliefs you've learned that says when you prove this and have that and have all of these safety nets in place, then you're good and happy. As you do that, instead of listening to yourself first, or as you listen to what other people tell you what to do before you listen to yourself first, you create unneeded stress. You disconnect yourself from your heart. And you're also setting an example as you do that, remember. You're normalizing that struggle for others. And so if the world's problems have to do so much with other people simply following consensus reality that is to disconnect from themselves and listen to the rules, then when you break that flow and you go against consensus reality and instead listen to your own higher self, you change the very nature of this reality. It allows other people to choose the same thing.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, question about plant-based medicine and what you've just discussed about raising consciousness and allowing people to step into these roles where they do they kind of play through their role in this lifetime to bring about the greatest good. And this is more about me inquiring because I'm only learning about plant-based medicine now. What impact do things like mushrooms and things, how does that influence this flow of moving on to a timeline that is for the greater good?
On a personal level or on a collective level?
Both.
All right. Well, these plants all have their own different personalities and subtle qualities to them, though in general, those that you consider psychedelic allow you to see within yourself. They manifest the mind. So, seen in this way, you can use them as a way of becoming aware of your patterns and becoming aware of what works and does not work in your psyche, or rather how it works and whether it is serving you or not. And using that open and malleable space that it creates, you can restructure your consciousness. Now, there are many different sorts of ways of working with these plants. There's a therapeutic method, there's shamanic methods, which are also, in their sense, therapeutic. There's recreational methods and creative methods as well, which are just as valid. There's many different ways of co-creating with these plant spirits. There's also ways of using them that can help you work with your psychic gifts to explore multidimensional reality. None of these methods are wrong. It's simply about choosing the ways of working with the plants that excite you more than any other way. Yes. Though we will say that they work best when you see them as an aid to, in a sense, propel you into a state of consciousness that you can reach on your own. They are training you how to get there. If you then learn the pathway to get to that state of consciousness and practice getting to that pathway getting through that pathway and into that state of consciousness on your own, you will be able to bring that expanded and more aware state that psychedelics have brought you into your life on your own accord through meditation and whatever practices you choose. This will also help you to go deeper when you choose to work with these plants again. Though we will say that unless you are learning how to navigate your own psyche and regulate yourself on your own, it is not that useful to work with them. They are aids, but they cannot do it for you. And sometimes many people in your world don't remember this. The same is true about certain healing modalities and other practices. They support you in changing yourself, but you need to also be an actively engaged participant in that process.
So the reality of it all is our job is to work on ourselves and get ourselves better, to be the better conduits for the energy as it changes and shifts us. And I'm hearing that
But you're turning this into a task.
Pardon?
Our job is to work on ourselves. We need to get into a better energy. The energy's perfect. The energy's fantastic right now. In this present moment, the energy could never be in a more ripe and opportune time to expand than it's ever been in before. And same in the next moment, and in the next moment, and in the next moment. The time is always now. You don't need to change your energy in order to go anywhere. You simply need to remember the power of the present and the power of your passion that always exists in the present. So instead of working on yourself, play with yourself. Oh, and we know that that might mean something a bit funny to some of you, but we literally mean it. You're playing with reality, and you're playing with the universe in every moment. And the extent to which you allow yourself to enjoy and delight in the game is the extent to which your heart will open. And as your heart opens, that awareness and knowledge of oneness and unconditional love that is already imprinted upon you becomes remembered and realized. You naturally let go more. You naturally open up more when you're having fun and doing what you love. You naturally let people in more when you're losing track of time and in the flow of things that make you feel excited. You're naturally letting go of stress and tension and bringing yourself into a regulated state when you're simply having a relaxed and good time or doing something that you know brings joy to yourself and to others. So, does this involve effort? Oh, yes. Does it require you to focus? Oh, yes. But effort and focus aren't always the same as work or labor. But your world has trained you to be servants and laborers. And so you conceive of everything as work. But this is a program, like the ones we've mentioned, that needs to be deconstructed and reconstructed. So stop making spirituality work. Stop making healing work. Stop making anything in your life work. It's just effort and it's just focus. And the effort and focus that will serve you most is that which originates from seeking the joy of the heart.
I like the word allow.
Yes.
Allow. That's a tough one.
No, it's not. It's a soft one. Forcing it The opposite of allow is tough. Allowing is natural.
Mm-hmm.
What makes it feel tough is how much you've been conditioned to resist. But you don't have to do that, so stop it.
Okay.
Good. Somebody else has something they would like to share or ask?
We are having some crazy weather and earth shifts and things like that happening. Is that going to be the natural way of things, or is this like a...
Why do you think this is atypical?
Well, because we haven't had so many earthquakes, and our weather has become strange, has become different, and I think it might be like I can't think of the word. Cycles.
It is cycles.
So,
You're accelerating the cycles with the way that you impact the environment, but it would have happened on its own.
okay.
There's nothing to be afraid of, but there are things to be prepared for.
Yes, I'd love to know when the next thing was.
We won't tell you, though. Because again, being in the present, in your own reality, is where more of the excitement really lies. And we couldn't tell you if we wanted to, because in this reality, probabilities are shifting so much. Timelines are constantly in flux. You choose. And so many other people choose. Co-creating the present that emerges between an infinite amount of potential timelines.
I guess I'd like to ask if there's any suggestions on courses or modalities or anything to help me break the like PTSD and addiction almost to things that are counter to what I'm trying to do and what it sounds like you're very keen on all of us learning how to do.
For you in particular, you may want to practice Qigong, gentle movement of the body, and a form of mindfulness-based meditation. Have you done this already?
Not Qigong.
Meditation?
Randomly.
Randomly. But not regularly.
No.
It's only really 10 minutes that you need on a daily basis, and sometimes you may do it more. But attuning to that awareness of the energy flows in your body. Getting more regularly into the practice of being attuned to yourself. You are conceiving it now that something needs to fix you, but you don't need to be fixed. You simply need to readjust and allow the process of time to be what contains this healing. You can continue to do energy work and massage and modalities that excite you, but it is your own energetic maintenance and ability to be in tune with your body and your emotional body and respond accordingly that will create the health and healing. So this Qigong is to energetically attune you to the sensations in your body and help you to find ways of moving that soften, ease those sensations. Not necessarily stretching or breaking through the tension, but gently massaging and unwinding through natural movement. And then being aware of the body, being aware of the flow of sensations, and remembering that there's wisdom in these emotions and sensations. They are teaching you how to respond. And some of the emotions that you resist have teachings in them. You are often in the grip of protector emotions. These emotions are protecting you from disappointment and from rejection. So if you drop away the need for protection and face these emotions, you'll find there's another layer of sadness. And if you face that this emotion is an invitation for self-love, you will find all of the healing that you need in that energy. It is that self-love of being present with yourself and asking yourself, what do I do today that makes me feel loved, grounded, and joyful? Because being able to regulate yourself, that's the magic. That's what you're seeking. But it doesn't have to come from this external tool. Those tools will help you, and you will find others that you're excited about. And you will find some of these tools quite soon around the corner that help you very much in this process. But again, what we're saying is that it is that self-attunement and that openness to learn from what you're experiencing in your body and letting it guide you that will bring you into a different energy. But trust us when we say you're not broken at all and everything is well. Everything that you're experiencing can serve a beneficial purpose when you learn to listen.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks to you as well.
I would like to sort of ask the same question. Is there something is there a next step for me to pull in a new modality? Am I writing my book?
Whatever excites you in the moment. Whatever enlivens your heart in the moment. Remember that all of this information is present in this formula. So yes, we can explore this formula with all of you in personal interactions, though we want to remind you that when you ask this question, if there's something you need to do, it will always come back here. It will always come back to remembering that you are making choices and noticing what is motivating making these choices. Allow yourself to be motivated by passion and make those choices. So often, you're letting fear-based negative beliefs that cause you to seek protection be your motivation. When you do that, you will never reach your goals. When you let passion be your motivation, you will find those choices and you will find those healing modalities and permission slips and everything else you need. So, our thanks to all of you for opening to this interaction. Our thanks to all of you for allowing us to experience and co-create and share with you. Our love is unconditional. We are ever present in the present moment, as are your own guides, is your higher self and your source, and any other being you would wish to connect with. Remember, your heart is the portal to multidimensional aspects of yourself that may be past or future incarnations, that may be spirit guides or angels. We are always with you. And when you open yourself and connect through that frequency of unconditional love, we will respond. Our love to you, and we wish you a fantastic rest of your day then.
Thank you.
Thank you.